This episode of Whiskey Ginger is brought to you by Rabbit Hole Distillery and their one-of-a-kind Kentucky bourbon and rye whiskeys. I love Rabbit Hole. I've talked to you guys about them before. I'm a big fan of the Rabbit Holes. They got 4 different vibes. They've got the Cave Hill, the Boxer Grail, the High Gold, and that Derringer that's finished in sherry cask. What I love about this is a lot of places brag about small batch. That's something that you hear a lot in the bourbon world. But I got to tell you, they're super small batch. They're extremely exclusive. That's under 15 barrels. Under 15 over there. So you know the quality will be there in every single bottle. And that's what I like, consistency, baby. It does taste the same every time you take a sip from any bottle. And trust me, I've ripped through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I've ripped a lot of bottles. They've sent me a lot of bottles, and I've ripped through a lot of bottles. And they're very, very good. This is my favorite is the Cave Hill. This is their OG, their original. That's the original bourbon release. The 4 grains in this mash are delicious. It is so good, man. I really like this. I also love the Boxer Grail and their High Gold. The Derringer is finished in sherry cask, like I said. You're going to love it. And the best part about this stuff, to me, is a lot of these places talk about, toasted barrels and all that stuff. Everyone is charred and toasted, and it's a low entry, and it's never chill filtered, just as it should be. It tastes delicious. Go get you a bottle of Rabbit Hole right now. Go to rabbitholedistillery.com/drizzly. Get it delivered. And use that promo code RABBIT for $5 off your first order. Once again, it's rabbitholedistillery.com/drizzly. Promo code is RABBIT for $5 off your first order. Get yourself some Rabbit Hole. Drink responsibly. What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. It's your first time joining the show. Welcome to the show. Man, we got a good one for you today. Like my man Steve Harvey done say, it's Nick Swardson. Nicky Swardy. He's telling jokes from his face. He's on tour right now, and I'm done with my tour as of tomorrow. Tomorrow, Denver, Colorado. I'm taping my special. 2 shows, 7 to 9:30 at the Paramount Theater, Denver. I'm so happy to be shooting my special in your city. I love Colorado so much. It's a second home to me. Denver, come out and see me, andrewsantino.com. Come see me tape my special tomorrow night, andrewsantino.com. Enough rambling from me. Let's go to the episode.
In here, we pour whiskey, 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 whiskey.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is one of my favorite people on earth. I say that for all my guests, but I mean it once again today. It is Nick Swardson.
What? Where is he?
Where is he? Oh, he's right there.
Hey, let me just start off by saying I don't get political. I don't talk politics.
Not typically, no.
That's not what I'm about. But I finally am at a breaking point where I want to endorse. Vikings!
Morse Carter 98.
98.
That's, dude, honestly, go Vikings. Way to go. Way to go. Beep, boom, dude. Good job beating the Packers, dude.
Yeah, man. It was
proud of yourself?
very exciting.
You're very proud of yourself, aren't you?
I'm very proud of myself, and it was perfect timing because I just started my first leg of the tour, so I want to give a shout out to Grand Rapids, Detroit, Indianapolis, and Pittsburgh. Phenomenal. Thank you for coming to the shows. But I watched the game just as my show started. Mm-hmm. So the Steelers had just won in overtime, and then the Vikings had just won. So I went on stage with so much energy that I felt like the crowd was kind of like, "Oh,
is he okay?"
Like it was just like it was just a fucking like, nah. So I'm sure they were like, "Oh, he just stayed an 8 ball the size of a pumpkin before he came on stage." But no, I was just so fired up because it's such a big win, especially to start the season.
Congrats. Also, my Bears won in week 1, which is huge for me.
I was the Bears, Lions, and Vikings all won.
I know, that's crazy. Lost. Look at us. Who are we? What are we doing?
Let's just end the season right
By the
now.
way, this episode will come out next week after this upcoming week's game that we both end up losing and are sad about. But for right now...
Yeah, right now we're in
totally
the moment,
happy.
So
I'm
we
in
don't
the
know
moment.
what's going to happen.
What did you play in Grand Rapids? GLC Live? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I played 20 Monroe.
20 Monroe. Yeah, that's
GLC
the
Live.
GLC Live. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
I like that because it's like in the basement of a hotel.
Yeah,
It's like a huge theater in a fucking hotel.
Yeah, it was really nice.
And the green room is nice too.
The green room's great, and then next is the Bob.
Oh yeah, the Bob.
So if you don't know what the Bob is, which you probably don't, unless you live there, it's a complex that's like, when they build bars and they just make it into like a fort? It's not even like a bar. It's just 8 levels, and there's like 40 bars in it.
So cool.
And in
love
the
shit like
Midwest,
that.
that's just danger. Will Robinson.
Well, that's who we really are. I just got back from Chicago. You remember how much people can drink in the Midwest. It's like it's fucking mind blowing. Going home, and it's totally normal to have a couple of beers, in the morning ish, right?
With
and then
cereal.
and then have
pour the beer in your cereal. And
Frosted Flakes, and then have
Pickleback.
like 13 beers at lunch or dinner, and just drink through the night until you go to bed. I mean, it's like that is a very normal way to live and drink in the Midwest.
Yeah, that's what's really funny, because when at the peak of my drinking, I remember people would be like, they would look at me like horrified. They're like, how can you just keep drinking like that? I'm like, I'm from Minnesota. And then most of the time be like, oh, like, and then it would just completely
explains
go,
everything.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Do you think Midwest drinks more than Florida, or you think Florida drinks more than Midwest?
I think Midwest drinks more than anybody.
Really?
I would put,
'Cause and Florida goes nuts.
Go in the comments on this. I would put Minnesota, Wisconsin, begrudgingly.
Yeah.
Chicago, Illinois, Michigan. I'll throw in Iowa. I'm not going to leave you guys out.
I would
say pound for pound, I mean, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's absurd.
It's absurd.
Who thinks they make the list, but they don't make the list at all? Like St. Louis.
St. Louis, I would be scared of them to drink with them.
Really?
Yeah, I would say Narnia. The people of Narnia.
Yeah, they're wild
and the
as shit.
creatures. They kind of talk a lot, but
they're wild.
I don't think
as shit.
they can handle it.
Have you had one of those moments where someone's like, "I'm gonna drink you. I can drink you under the table," and you go toe to toe?
Bye.
And you ruin them.
Bye. I'm like the fucking chick in Raiders of the Lost Ark. She's in that like tundra cabin. She's just sitting there. That's me. Fucking just crushing my labia.
No one's even come close, huh?
Okay, I'm going to say this for sure. UFC fighters, in my experience, which is a lot, I've drank with them, and it's not enjoyable because they get to a point where then they kind of want to start doing moves. So
Armbar.
Yeah. So this happened several times. This is one story. A friend of mine is a UFC fighter. I'm not going to say who it is. And I was in Hawaii, and I was doing shows, and I was fucking on it. I was just going out partying, and I came a week early, drinking. And then I'm like, hey, let's drink. And he goes, no, I'm not drinking right now. And his girlfriend's like, yeah, he's not. And I go, come on, man. Like being a dickhead. So he's like, no. And so every night, me and my buddies would get drunk. And he wouldn't. Every night. And I would have barbecues, whatever. Last night, we go out for sushi. And we're doing sake bombs. I'm like, bro, it's my last night. And he looks at me and he goes, okay, you want me to drink? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, okay, but let me just tell you this right now. You wanted this. And I'm like, okay. It's like so dumb.
Like a child.
Yeah, like
I'm
a
so
fucking
scared.
child. And he's like, okay. So boom, boom, boom. We just start getting after it. And he starts getting like the fucking Hulk. Like a Hulk sea breeze Hulk. Just sea breezes. And then he all of a sudden starts doing moves where I'm like, ow. And everyone's like, hey, stop. And he's like, what? And he just goes into like
Blackout
lights
mode.
out.
Yeah.
And he fucking chokes out my friend at Dave & Buster's. Choked him out. My butt fell on the ground, starts foaming. And we're all like, and then my buddy wakes up like 28 days later, but it was like 28 seconds later. And he's like, what? And we're like, oh my God. Now we're just scared.
Yeah.
And now it's like not enjoyable. And then he put a fucking beer on my head and did a jump kick and kicked it off.
Clean?
Which I wasn't enjoying.
No.
Because I was like, well, I could die.
Yeah.
So long story short, it was just, then the next day.
No UFC fighters ever again.
The next day I call him and he just goes, don't even say anything. And I go, no, but, and he goes, nope. What did I fucking say?
Yeah,
He goes, I
warned you.
get like fucking crazy. I'm like, yeah, you did.
The last time that I was at a D&B was
Dave & Buster's.
Last time I was at Dave & Buster's was New York after SNL had like the after party. And I had friends on the show and I went and visited because I wanted to see Drake. And Drake rented out Times Square Dave & Buster's for the after party. And
That must have been hundreds of dollars.
It's free skee ball all night long.
That's insane.
And I went in there playing games and stuff and fucking around. And of course, in the middle of all this like fun, two chicks clearly who are there for the same celebrity. Like you can tell it's like crowded around this person, not going to say who. And it is not Drake, by the way, but it was so chaos.
It was Bobby Lee.
It was Bobby Lee. They were all there for Bobby. And these two women started fucking going at it, and it was like hair was getting ripped off, and they were beating the shit out. It was so fun to watch a girl fight, because I hadn't seen a girl fight since we were in like high school. I saw like two girl fights.
Girl fights are
They're
pretty
so
gnarly.
fucking cool, because it's endless. With guys, when guys fight, you're like, oh my God.
It's
like
pretty quick.
Yeah, you're like, that
Once
guy's dead.
girls latch onto the hair, and then it's like, and they come around, and then it's just both hair.
I love to watch the hair struggle and the flying fingernails and shit.
Yeah,
I love girl fight. I watched that documentary about that the female boxer, like one of the greatest female boxers on Untold on Netflix, and it was like how she was touted as like the best. Tyson thought she was like the greatest female boxer of all time, and her life story behind, I don't want to give it away, is insane. But to watch her throw punches, it's wild how in your mind.
Was it Brendan Schaub?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's amazing.
She was killer, dude. She was really killer.
Wow.
No, it was incredible to watch her throw, because it was, even Tyson was like, "That's the hardest I've ever seen someone throw as a woman." And I also watched the Mike show, which I
want to see that.
It's good.
Well, that reminds me when Andy Kaufman used to wrestle women.
Oh yeah, dude,
which is so amazing.
love.
If you don't know that, if you don't know who Andy Kaufman is, just look him up.
Yeah.
And he's a comedy icon and just a complete anomaly as a performer and a
He's
person.
like if Daniel Day-Lewis was a comedian. Like in terms of like burying himself in something.
Oh yeah,
He worked at
but it was like a
Cantor's
role.
Deli.
So what he did was he never knew if he was real or not. What he was doing, and he was doing stunts, and he had an alternate persona. And there's a movie Man on the Moon that Jim Carrey played him.
Yeah,
but he wrestled women. Like in a ring, he would physically wrestle.
He went on
women.
Letterman and
he went on Letterman, promoted
it. And he had a women on, and then
physically wrestled women to the ground, like
and hard. This was not.
Yeah, this was not a joke.
No, this was not acted
I mean, I don't
out.
know what it was. It was wild.
But the only thing that kind of busted was what's his name was Lawler, Jerry Lawler.
Jerry
right?
Lawler.
That was a little bit of a bit. They admitted later, right?
I think so. Yeah. So Jerry Lawler is a big wrestler at the time.
Right.
Called Andy out. It was like, why don't you fight men? And then they you can YouTube that. We won't spoil it.
No, we won't spoil it. But the women one, he got sued by a bunch of different women. Like It was wild. He actually like.
But I mean, he did. I mean, if you get in the ring, I mean, it was promoted. He didn't just go up to women on the street and fucking at Dave & Buster's jump off the fucking Papa Shot.
Papa Shot.
Start snapping.
He was incredible. But I think if you tried to do anything like that today, performance art at that level, you'd never get away with it. It's just a different time.
We can't get away with anything now.
No, it's just a different time back then.
I mean, my favorite was, what was the story recently where like a woman flipped out because Schwarzenegger farted on her?
No, is that real?
Did you hear about that?
No.
I think it was real, but I don't even know what's real anymore. Yeah, this woman, I'm pretty sure, and she said that he deliberately farted into her face when he was either standing next to her or walking by her. And if that's real, that's where we're at in our
farting
lives.
is so. I mean,
but I mean, that was the story.
Yeah, that
and she was like, I don't know how it was going to escalate with her. But I mean,
suing for farting on you.
I don't know.
When you're on like a
is that assault?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's just the kind of material you'll hear on nickswartson.net for tour tickets.
When you're in an elevator, if you have to fart, will you do it?
So my buddy just told me about a thing that he loves to do, where he works in an office building, and he will go and will hold a fart until the elevator, because he just loves to have people walk into it. You know what I mean? It's just like walking into like a force field where it's like, and he just loves it, and he just laughs, and he'll be like, yeah, the guy just got off.
Dick.
Fucking Rick.
Well, you got to be
from HR.
What you can really do is pretend like they walked on with it. So you're standing there, and when they walk on, go, "Oh my god, oh my god!" Look like right at, "Oh my god, what?" Do you smell
or you
that?
do one of those like, "Really, bro?" That's where that fits in really well. Really, bro? Doesn't matter who it is.
No,
yeah,
chicks are bros, dude. I will almost always fart when I'm in a congested space. On the train in New York, farted on it. I love it so much, and I like it. I like because I like the eyes.
Do you get hard?
I like, yeah. That's how they know. That's how
Hard
they know.
fart.
I like people reading a book, and when they do that thing for a second, and they look around because they're like, Jesus Christ. I love the darting eyes. That's my
Yeah,
favorite.
no. So I mean, I used to love doing that at bars, and this is back when I used to eat dairy. I don't eat dairy anymore, but I would just have gnarly farts, and my friend Pat DeLuca is one of my close friends, and I would let the mist out. It was almost like where you would see it like on the floor, where like mist would, in like a movie, whatever.
Slowly filling with foam.
And I would just wait, because Pat had a really keen sense of smell, which is great if you have friends. I have certain friends that their smell is so strong. So Pat would be like, he would be like, the game starts at noon. Oh, fucking, come on, man. And tears down my eyes, like, and he would always know it was me, but I would start laughing. Everybody knows that move, where I would start, like, a tear would start going, and I'd be like, and Pat would be like, no, fuck you, man. He would get so mad. And it's like, when you know it's coming, is the best.
It's so much fun.
It's a weapon.
The anticipation.
It really is a weapon.
It's a little secret, sneaky weapon to let out. Let other people slowly get it.
Yeah.
I like when people pretend like they don't smell it. That's my favorite. When they go, I don't smell it.
Or if you say somebody farted and then people act like they smell it. I'll be like, oh, who did that? And somebody will be like, oh, come on, man. But nobody did.
So,
that's another fucking mind fuck. I just talked about farting on Harlan Williams' podcast for
you did?
an hour. Yes,
Well, let's move off of farts because I know.
I can't let that identify me.
It does. Diarrhea and farts is kind of your brand.
Yeah, I know. It's funny.
Part of your shit.
It's part of my shit. We'll be right back. Yeah. So
when was the last time you had a drink, by the way?
I had one drink over the last like 2.5 months.
Wow, that's great.
But I'm gonna like drink again. It's great being busy.
Yeah.
With movies and stuff and touring, but so I just don't want to. I just have a lot to do, and I don't want to like
clean
fuck
it
around.
out.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much travel and the shows I'm so excited about. And the next stop is Texas, so to be Dallas, San Antonio, and
Hey,
Austin,
buddy.
and then back to the Midwest, then Chicago, Iowa, Madison.
What are you doing, Chicago Theater?
Yeah, my favorite.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love it.
It's so pretty, man. That's such a beautiful theater, and for me,
It's classic.
It means something for me as a kid. You'd go there for like shows, like what is it? Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. I went there as a kid.
Oh,
I was gay when I was a kid.
right.
I grew out of it.
Right, but you had
We
the
cut
coat
right
on.
out
You
of
had
me
the
just
Technicolor coat.
blowing you, huh?
Yeah, I want to see Joe Coy in the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Joe Coy and Technicolor.
Yeah,
the
that's a new
amazing Joe
show.
Coy.
That's the only thing, Joe, fucking work on that, man.
Come on, Joe.
Joe
What are you
Coy,
doing?
the Technicolor Dreamcoat. But yeah, the shows have been great, and the good thing is now that I'm older, like my fans, it's not as chaotic because I
What do
don't
you
know,
mean?
because I had a drinking fan base, I still do, which is fine.
Yeah.
But like my shows would get so rowdy that I went on social media on one of my tours, and I was like, hey, if you come to the show, like, try to maintain a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not Slipknot. You know what I mean? Where it's like fucking just chaos. And I only say that, shout out to Slipknot, because I did a show in Indianapolis at the Egyptian Room. And I was there the night after Slipknot, and the people were like, oh, thank God. And I go, what do you mean? And they were like, yeah, we just had Slipknot. We've just been cleaning up the floor because there was like blood and vomit. And they were like, we're just relaxing to have a comedian. And I'm like, wait for it. This night's not over.
There was more blood, cum, and vomit at Nick Swardson show than any
There's some
Slipknot
shows
show.
I wouldn't be surprised. One of my favorite stories I would tell all the time in Orlando is I show up and it was a performance arts center. So I walk in and I'm in the backstage and I look and they have these big signs for The Lion King and Phantom of the Opera. And I look around and I'm like, and I go, hey, is this normally like a music venue or, you know, musicals and stuff? And the guy's like, yeah, it's a performance arts center. And I'm like, okay, do you guys have like security? And he was like, no. And I'm like, okay. He goes, we have got ushers. And I'm like, you know, let's do like old people that volunteer to be ushers for musicals.
The median age is like 84 for an
Yeah,
usher.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh no. And then, of course, show comes, people are rowdy. I had to stop the show because there was a fist fight, girl fight.
Love.
In the balcony. And we had stopped the show. And then I was like, oh my God. So the show's great. I love Florida. Get off stage. And the guy comes back and he's like, yeah, man, you weren't wrong. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Is it bad? And he's like, well, people are sleeping in the bathroom. They're cleaning up the vomit in the bathroom, and then there's vomit in the aisles. There was some vomit. And then we had to get the fight, and we had to call police, or I think, and I was like, yeah, I told you. But I just picture these poor ushers, these ladies
mopping up vomit.
That's not Simba. Like they're just trying to like figure out what's going on. They've survived world wars. You know, Nick Swardson's comedy show comes in hot.
God bless though, dude. That's what you bring. You bring the fucking heat.
But
dude.
I'm like, come to the show, get drunk. But like, I was the same way where I'm mad at myself because I missed so many shows where I got so fucked up I don't remember it.
Yeah.
And they were great shows.
I know
you know
that
what I mean?
feeling.
Like,
yeah.
I'm talking Bobby Lee live.
Good miss.
No, but like I was just, people would come up to me and be like, oh, dude, I saw you in San Antonio, loved it. I don't remember any of it, but I remember laughing. And I'm like, so, do whatever you want, but
keep it limits.
I'm bummed out for shows I've missed.
Me too. I feel the same way. I feel like it's sad knowing that there was shows that I was there, but I wasn't there. Where you're like, oh, I don't remember much of that show.
Yeah, when I was 3 years old, I saw Led Zeppelin.
Oh, really? How was
that? I
that?
took so much peyote.
You just blacked out.
Don't even fucking.
It fucking sucks. How do you break through an hour then if everyone is yelling? What do you do then? Like if you're trying to
people are really cool. Like once I get on, they're really awesome because it's tricky because I have a lot of stories. So you really have to pay attention.
Yeah.
Because there's key details to the stories and stuff. But people are really, really good. I mean, I don't remember the last time I was doing clubs full time as a club comic. I did Caroline's on Broadway, which I love. It's one of my home clubs in New York. And the crowd was, it's probably the rowdiest crowd I've ever. It was a late show Saturday. And that was when I'm like, I got to do theaters just to kind of,
break it up.
because this is too much.
Yeah. And
granted, I was like mid-20s, but it was so, so everybody was young, my fan base and me. And it was chaos. I mean, New Yorkers know. And it was Jersey, New York.
Yeah.
So it was just loud talking where they're not even realizing.
Right.
Like, hey, Tina, get me the fucking drink. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, you guys, like, I don't know. But it was the whole crowd. The sold out crowd everybody was just loud and just like, it's fucking Rick. That's what I'm talking about. What are you doing? You know what I mean? And I'm like, you guys,
I'm up here.
Show.
In here, we pour whiskey.
Hey, are you looking to design a website, but you don't know what to do? Squarespace is the place. I've talked about Squarespace so many times on this show. I'm a huge fan of Squarespace. What they do is they give you a template so you can create amazing sites, whether you're selling something, whether you're showcasing your work, whether you're promoting something. Squarespace is the place to do an all-in-one site. It's pretty incredible. I've used it over the years. I really enjoy them. What I like about them, they've got a video studio on there. If you want to do video editing right on there inside Squarespace is very convenient. They have email campaigns to connect all your customers or fans or whomever you're trying to reach out to. They use all your connected social media accounts in one place, and they connect this all to analytics so the data can show you where people are searching your site from, where the traffic is driving, who's clicking, and where are they clicking from. Squarespace, I'm such a big fan of. I've talked to you guys about using this if you're creating your own site. And I say, hey, man, if you got a site and you use my promo code, let me know. We got a website, thisjustburiedco.com. They specialize in funky afterlife jazz, baby. Handmade curiosities, including not limited to signature coffin mirrors ranging in size from 1 to 6 feet. Pretty wild. They got them coffin mirrors. So if you're into being dead while you're alive, you got to check these guys out. Shout out to Just Buried Co. And thank you for using Squarespace to create your site. Love to hear that. Keep sending us your websites at imasantinofan@gmail.com, and we'll showcase your work that you've done on Squarespace. And if you're looking to build a site and you want to know how to get a discount, go ahead and head over to squarespace.com/whiskey. Squarespace.com/whiskey for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, use the offer code whiskey, of course, to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Squarespace.com/whiskey. Do you like cars? You like cars? You know I love cars. I'm a big car guy. And if you're looking to buy a car, it's kind of a nightmare, as you know. And that's why I'm here to tell you about VROOM. VROOM is incredible. Do not waste another weekend at a finance department inside of a car dealership that you don't want to be at, getting hassled and haggled by a bunch of dudes in suits, cheap suits, might I add, who are just milling about trying to rip you off the best way that they can. Cut right through all the fat and use VROOM. VROOM is incredible. Instead of going to a dealership, yeah, you can buy a car from home, a park, a bench, your bed, your bathtub, however you want to buy it. VROOM, you can browse thousands of cars in one place so you don't have to spend your weekend driving out to a million different dealerships. And when you shop on vroom.com, you never have to haggle or negotiate the price of a car. It is what it is. And when you sell your car on VROOM, if you got a car to give away, sell it to them. You got a price instantly. You don't have to waste time at a dealership or deal with flaky buyers that are doing a lot of back and forth. This is huge for me. This is the future, I believe, because dealerships are antiquated and they're not that efficient. And they're also a ripoff. And they know they're ripping you off. That's why they're winning. That's why they're always smiling with their gold teeth. Yeah, get in. Payments are only $700,000 a month, but the car's only $20 grand. Uh-huh. It's disgusting, and VROOM is entirely done online. Check out VROOM if you're looking to buy or sell your car. So next time you need to buy a car, just grab your phone, go to vroom.com, and check out thousands of great cars. That's vroom.com, vroom.com.
Ginger. I like gingers.
It's hard. I can't break it up anymore like I used to. It's hard. Like I used to be able to like bounce with the crowd, but now it's tough for me. If someone's being super distracting, I can't use it as much as I used to because I'm trying to do this hour. So when I'm in my mindset, I get kind of fucked up when people start getting like over the top and all that bullshit and they start yelling and you want them to be involved, but you're also like, dude, don't fucking take the show over and do the whole thing because then it's about you and all this shit. And the other people are like, oh man, fucking.
Well, that's the thing. Like for me, I can just deal with it.
Yeah.
If it gets to a boiling point, I mean, I've rarely thrown people out. I mean, usually I can just be like, dude, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But I feel bad for the people around them. When that's another thing about getting like that wasted, where I've had people being like, great show, but the people next to me were just screaming and blah, 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 blah. And
that's when it sucks.
Like, you don't want to be that.
I only threw out one guy in San Diego. He threw a shoe at me, a sandal.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I threw a sandal in San Diego because I made fun of sandals that have bottle openers on the bottom. You know,
right.
Yeah, and he had one, and he just threw it right at me.
And
I was like, "Oh, dude, now you have to leave."
Yeah.
And
well, that's assault.
He's like, "I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just fucking around,
that's
dude."
That's such a San Diego.
Fucking bro,
hey,
I'm just kidding, dude.
What's up with you, man?
Why are you being fucking dick about it?
Weird. And then you were like, the sandal burned out long before. That's just the kind of material you'll see on tour. Nick Swardson does.
What are you doing? 35 cities? 40 cities?
I don't know.
You don't even know how
probably
many you're
like
doing?
35.
What's the most you've ever done on tour? I'm gonna look right now at how many Nick Swardson. And what's the most?
Biggest show I ever did was 25,000, and that wasn't me. That was me, Will Ferrell.
No, I mean how many cities? 25,000 people though. Where were you playing?
Me, Will Ferrell, Zach Galifianakis, and Dimitri Martin.
Where was that at?
That was at Ohio State at their arena.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That was insane. I don't know if I'd want to consistently do that, but
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, he's busy, but
16,
I like a little
16,
intimacy.
Yeah, you're doing 20 some odd cities, 22.
Yeah, but some of them are multiple shows.
Yeah,
though,
that's right.
Because I'm doing some clubs like Tacoma.
Yeah, you're doing
which if
3
you're in the
shows.
Seattle area, Tacoma's my only play because the more theater was booked, and I love the Tacoma Comedy Club, so I'm there. And then Portland, Helium.
Yeah.
And then Cobb's in San Francisco.
I love
which are all
Cobb's.
clubs I love.
Yeah, no, there's clubs that I'll always do. 25,000 feels so much. It's overwhelming, dude.
It was just surreal. It was cool, though. But it would be like, you know, I would just tell a joke and I'd be like, diarrhea. And I'd be like, it was like a slow roar. Yeah. So
the slow build of diarrhea. I did one with Rogan. The biggest one I think we did was like, I don't know.
Well, he does, yeah.
12,000, 9 to 12,000 was kind of the. Those were tough though. When we played Chicago, we played the United Center where the Bulls play.
Yeah, that's insane.
It was nuts. But dude, up in the top, you can see like the top row, like the top concourse that's lit up, you know, for like, you know, for beer and concessions.
Right.
And you could see even then, even the middle of the show, thousands of people just walking around to get beer. It's like a baseball game. It's like it's a sporting event.
Yeah, literally.
It's
at that
the
point,
craziest shit.
I know. I mean, some venues have bars in them like that, but also some theaters have bars in the back.
Yeah.
And my agent will be like, do you want me to kill the bar during your show? And I'm like, part of me is like, you know, I want people to have fun and listen, but also like, I'm not going to fucking do that. You know what I mean?
I know.
I'm not going to, my
You can't be that guy.
I wouldn't want that. I'd be like, what? I would have a panic attack.
Yeah,
if I showed up, I'd be like, it's not, it's, you know what I mean?
We're leaving. Get in the car. Let's go.
I had a friend of mine come to my show in Key West. Shout out to Key West. And my friend came, and he's such a drunk. And he came to the show. I set him up, and he was like mad because he said the tickets got fucked up. But then my friend was like, oh no, he couldn't get a drink right away. So he just left. And I called him out. I'm like, dude, why don't you just get a buzz and then, you know, wait? And he was like, no, the tickets, blah, blah, blah. And it was a mess. And I was like, no, but anyway, like.
But the pre-gaming.
You want to get there,
pre-gaming is important for them, but when they get there, they need to have the regulator.
You got to have a cocktail.
You have to. It regulates the pre-game.
Yeah, I'm not Judge Judy.
If you pre-game.
Or Judge Dredd.
Are you not Judge Dredd?
Not yet.
Judge Nicky. Look at little Judge Nicky and his gavel.
Do you have people? I have people pre-game my shows.
They
like
do.
Tailgate.
I was actually like behind, where were we? I was behind a venue, like out back for a second, making a phone call, and I see people out by where the parking lot was, and him and his girlfriend. I thought I was like so cute. It was like him and his girlfriend had like just a little flask, you know, and they're both ripping it and handing it back to each other, and they're both smoking, sharing a cigarette at the same time. It was like I so badly wanted to be like, hey, I love you guys, because they're coming to see the show, but they want to get in a little bit of sauce before they get in there, because drinks are always expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
But it was cute to watch them rip it together, and then he's like, you finish it. She's like, you finish it. And I badly wanted to be like, both of you finish it. Both of you finish it.
You walked up like, I'll finish it. And then just
I drilled them both.
Fucking butts. And be like, welcome now.
I spun him like a basketball. I put my finger in his ass, and I just...
Like plates?
Yeah. I was doing that. Yeah, I was on America's Got Talent. I've had people get too fucked up at the show multiple times, though. Denver.
Denver's a big town for partying.
The last time, like tomorrow night I'm shooting my special in Denver. Come out and see me.
Oh, wow. Holy
tomorrow
shit.
Night. And then, but the last time, or 2 times ago I was there, a dude I've had two times people have gotten taken out because of edibles, like they've taken too many edibles.
Right.
And they need to leave. One of them, a woman passed out, She fell on the stairs.
Right.
You know, Denver has these like, it's like stadium seating inside the club, you know?
Yeah.
So when she was coming all the way down and she fell, and then I had to stop the show, and she was okay. But I was like, what's wrong with that girl? And her friend's like, just edibles, too many edibles.
Why
would
would you?
Did she drink?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, why would you take an edible before a show?
Yeah, but dude, they don't take edibles.
They take fucking anything.
They
Denver's
wild.
rogue.
I love it, dude.
They fucking go rogue.
They go fucking rogue, dude.
Rogue Denver.
I love it so much. And then a dude in the front row, the last time I was at Comedy Works, was off his head on mushrooms. And I was trying to have a conversation with him because I could tell, because he was like really animated. Like he'd laugh, he'd be like, he was like super animated.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Mushroom laughing.
And I was like, are you good, dude? And at some point, his buddy was like, he's on the shrooms, man. And I was like, are you on mushrooms too? He's like, I'm on much less. And I was like, oh, okay. So you're the babysitter.
God,
like he took half, he took the full.
Once again, why?
No, but honestly though, they weren't disruptive. I just had to say something.
Yeah, no, I mean,
fucking animated.
I just, as somebody that like I've done mushrooms,
I don't want to go to a comedy
I don't want
show.
to fucking go to anywhere like where it's crowded. Or...
He looked like the alien escaping a body in Men in Black, where it's like it's coming out of the fucking body.
Just, you're like sloughing your skin off.
No,
fuck that.
I would never. The busiest place I've ever done mushrooms is at like a festival or a music show.
Oh, that's it.
That's not that bad because at least you're outside. You can walk around and walk away.
Okay.
At an indoor thing is panic to me. Inside with mushrooms is not my shit. But if I'm outdoors and I can kind of move away from people, no big deal. For some reason, when I'm inside and I'm really high on mushrooms, that's when I start to get the like, we should take a walk or something.
Yeah, that would be
hate
horrifying.
indoors.
My friend's grandma took mushrooms at the Holocaust.
Did she really?
Yeah.
During it?
Yeah. And
Wild.
She survived, but she was like, yeah, it was a bad idea. She's like,
That's
I
the
totally
only.
got the wrong.
That's a great movie. The
Terrible
only reason
vibe.
she survived is because she was on an eighth of shrooms.
God. I know that's probably going to get yelled
How did
at
you
for.
celebrate 9/11? By the way, speaking of atrocities,
I was on stage in Pittsburgh.
I was on an airplane. I flew on
Were you
9/11.
really? I've flown on 9/11 before.
I almost fly on 9/11 every year for some reason. I feel like every year it's a thing that I do. It's to celebrate, you know? It's just to be like, look what we did. We can get away with it now. Of course, I got random screened the day that I flew. I never get random screened, and I got random screened. And of course, they found my explosive, and they took it out. And I was like, I wasn't going to detonate it. I just wanted to.
Right.
You know,
It's like your Xanax, just knowing you have it.
Just knowing I need to know it's in the bag.
Right. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I remember I had a bit about it in my stand-up, but on the things that you can't bring on the plane when you go through security, and I remember they had a bomb on the sign. And I did a bit about it because it was like the bowling ball, old-timey
with the
bomb
wick
with a
bomb.
wick coming
Yeah.
out of it. That was on the sign. I'm not going to do the bit, but it was just like,
Do
I
the
don't know
bit.
why you... No. It's just like, why do you have to... Like, fucking no shit. You know what I mean?
Like a guy's
Whatever.
gonna pull it out of his bag, and it's like a cartoon. It's already burning down. He's like, ugh, throws it away.
I did the thing where it was holding it behind his back, and you could hear it like. Yeah, I mean, again, that's just like the level
That's the
of
kind of
comedy
stuff that you're
you'll
gonna see and hear at Nick Swardson.
It's so funny about mushroom laughing because it's such a specific thing about that. Because when I took mushrooms, I've taken this a handful of times, but no pun intended, a handful of times. 'Cause you can take it.
That's
Don't-
the kind of
don't
stuff
do
you're
that.
gonna see at
That's the kind of-
nickswartzen.net.
No, don't do. Anyway, I took like 5 grams. My buddy's brother went to Colorado. It's always about Colorado, and I think they legalized mushrooms.
They did. Yeah, they decriminalized it. Yeah,
They
yeah.
decriminalized
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh, of course, Colorado.
Yeah.
Because then, it's just funny. Like now, I'm picturing people like working at a funeral home. Like, hey, we're looking for a casket for my mother, and then being like, yeah, what color? What color? I don't fucking know, man.
Mikey's painting one right now. Just huge, bro. Do you like bees or birds? I painted a lot of birds and bees on this one.
Hey, this one we already used. We're recycling it. You know what I mean? You got to recycle.
Mushroom laughing is panic laughing. It is really
It's
weird.
such panic laughing, and this happened to me. I had taken 5 grams.
That's a pretty good amount.
It's a fucking lot.
That's a pretty good amount of mushrooms.
And I was in high school, and me and my friends were like, we're gonna go to a movie. So we took them, and we left. I'll keep this story short, but we went to go to the movie, and I forgot my wallet. I was like, fuck it, I gotta go back. And I started to peek as I came back, and I was like, oh no. And I slipped into my mom's apartment, and I go and I get my wallet, and I just hear Nicholas, and I'm like, and I go, and she's sitting there, and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I forgot my wallet. I gotta go. And she's like, well, hold on. And then, I'm not joking, she had like these neon snowflakes on her face, and I start mushroom laughing. And I go, and she goes, what's so funny? And I go, my buddy Sim told me a joke. And she goes, oh, what is it? And I go, I have no idea. And then she looked at me like I was a crazy person, and then I just left immediately.
She never knew?
No.
My buddy Tyler's mom was like, she came home right as we were peeking. We ate him in his basement. We were going to go to our friend Mike's house, and we're chilling down there. And I was like, should we smoke? Should we smoke to kick this into full gear? He's like, let's just get in the car. We'll get stoned on the way to Mike's house. And so we're going to this dude's house. We're on our way up through the house to this dude's house. And the moment my foot like hits the stair to walk upstairs.
Right.
Ty. I was like, what? The wave was like, I mean, honestly, dude. And I turned to him and I was like, dude, I'm like, it's happening hard right now. Like it hit me harder than it's ever hit me. And he's like, you'll be cool, dude. You'll be cool. Just go upstairs slow. And I was like, fine. And then as soon as I get upstairs, his mom's like, hey, babe. And you have to walk to the kitchen to get to their garage. And I just looked over at her and I go, the trash smells. She was like, what? And
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
I'll take it out. She's like, what? And I grabbed the trash. There was like 3 things in it. You know what I mean? It was like a piece of
Right.
paper towel and I take it. I was like, this is gross. I gotta go. And I took it outside.
Ew.
And we jumped right in the car immediately. I mean, honestly, she never said anything about it. But my first instinct, my brain was like, what's a way to get out of the kitchen without having to have a conversation with her? And I was like, trash is bad. I'll take out the trash. Because we would help with shit around the house.
My favorite thing is if you weren't holding anything. The trash smells. And she's like, right.
In here, we pour whiskey.
I got to tell you something, guys. As we get older, you know, it gets a little bit softer yet harder. Harder to last longer. Fuck this. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what that is. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Hey, fellas, listen. There's no shame in PE whatsoever. And I'm not talking about gym class. If you're having a tough time lasting longer in bed, if you're shooting quick at the hip, if you're pulling the trigger too fast, if you're unloading before the truck has gotten all the way to the station, I got to tell you, there is a solution. And that's Roman. Roman knows that, look, it's a very common thing. And if you want to last longer in bed, Roman swipes are clinically proven to last longer in the sack. There's no prescription needed at all. And Roman is excellent. They make great products. And the Roman swipes are no exception. They're incredible. They got free 2-day shipping. And the PE treatments are safe, effective, and they're used by millions upon millions upon millions of men. We've all had different experiences in the bedroom, whether it's lasting longer, whether it's staying hard as a rook. And Roman is here to take care of you if you need to last longer in bed, because it's proven you care about your body, your mind, and the downstairs. Show yourself to the partner that you're with that you can last longer in bed with Roman swipes. Go to GetRoman.com/whiskey today. If you're approved, you get $10 off your first order. That's GetRoman.com/whiskey.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Have you done acid?
I've tried everything. But here's a fucking thing. People think, I keep hearing rumors that I'm like a cokehead.
Who says that?
Somebody just told me that.
That people think you do a lot of coke?
My friend, yeah, and then somebody was said they heard a podcast, and someone's like, Nick's a big cokehead. I'm not. I do jokes about it. I've done it. But like, I'm not at all. Like, I've done it, but that's the fucking worst. I talk about it on stage, but it's just I'm just clearing it up. Like, I'm not at all. It's just weird for me to hear that.
I've never known you to be a cokehead.
Yeah, that's why I was like shocked.
Booze hound.
2 people said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a drinker. I mean, obviously I talk about that.
Yeah.
But I say I've done coke. And then this is like one time I did coke, and I was in Los Angeles, and my brother and some friends came visit me from Minnesota, and we got cocaine from a strip club. And this is 20 years ago.
What do you mean? There was a guy working at the strip club you got coke from?
My friend knew a stripper, and he's like, can I get some coke or whatever?
Strippers always have good coke.
Shocker.
Yeah.
It's spoiler alert. Turns out strippers might have coke.
Yeah.
So we were doing blow in this hotel, my brother's hotel room, and I don't care if I throw him under the bus. So we're doing coke, and it's 6 a.m, and I have a panic attack because I can't sleep. Like, I want to go to sleep. That's why I don't like cocaine. Yeah. It's because I just want to, drinking, like, you just pass out. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yep. Or you drink until you do sleep. If you're still awake, you're like, I'll just keep drinking.
Or you'll just sleepwalk, and then, you wake up in a dumpster.
You hit your head in it, and you say, welcome to this
or maybe
day.
you're in the Amazon. Who knows? Fun travel.
You can't sleep. 6 a.m.
So you can't sleep, and then, so I panicked, and I called my mom, and boop, 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 and I'm like, hey, it's Nick, and I identified myself. And she goes, hey, why are you up so early? And I go, and I realized, like, oh my God, I just called my mom high on cocaine. And I go, I'm going to the gym. And she's like, oh, that's good. And I'm like, yeah. Anyway, my brother's doing coke on the coffee table, and I go, anyway, here's John. And he's like, he doesn't know what I'm doing. And he goes, who is it? And I go, it's Mom. And he goes, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, hey, Mom. Yeah. No, what's going on? Yeah. No. Yeah. The gym. Yeah. We're thinking we're going to hit the gym. Okay. We'll call you later. And he was like, hangs up the phone. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm like, so panicked. I just didn't know what to do.
I love that Mom is the person that you call. You're like freaking out.
Yeah, my fucking mom. Good Lord. I mean, she won't know.
She did coke. She does coke. Imagine your mom on the other side is also up doing coke. She's like, Nick, what are you doing? What's going on?
That would be amazing.
2 people covering up that they're doing coke.
Yeah. I'm going to gym too.
Yeah. We're also going, your father and I are going to the gym as well. Hold on 1 second.
We're going down on gym. What?
What?
For Coke. I mean, for Coca-Cola. Wait, what's going on?
That's actually one of my favorite things to see is people coming out of the bathroom after they've done coke, but play it off that they did do coke.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Because you want to just hold them, grab their hand, and go, "Buddy, it's fine. Nobody cares." But they're
You
they're
don't
like
want them to eat your hand then.
But they're like, and they always have to have a comment. If there's a line and they come out from doing coke, they have some kind of comment. They're like, "They better be out of toilet paper soon." And you're like, oh, this guy, you don't need to connect with me, dude. It's cool. You can just go do coke and go back to the bar.
What on toilet paper? What's going on with climate change? What time is the movie tonight? And they just walk away like a fucking wackadoo.
Barney's. There's coke at Barney's for sure. Your old stomping grounds.
That's a rumor.
That's true.
Yeah, but it is funny. Well, it's the same thing. I always, like, if my friends would come out of the bathroom, I would always tell them, like, just say you guys were having gay sex instead of doing coke.
Yeah, no one's gonna say
my
anything.
buddy's going to do it. Just be like, yeah, because then people will be like, oh, all right.
Yeah,
they won't judge.
No one's gonna
that
question
much.
people hooking up in a bathroom.
No, they'll be like, oh,
they're not gonna want to know.
Yeah, what's all that white that's calm?
One time in Denver,
Not
actually,
coke, it's dried cum.
a guy everybody thought was doing coke in Denver. Same thing, another bar in Denver.
Was it John Denver?
And they're banging on the fucking stall door. They're like, "Come on, dude, get out." Get out. Then they push it open. He's not doing coke. He's sleeping, like hugging the toilet.
Oh, okay.
And I had to let him, I was like, leave him alone. Let him stay. I was like, close the door and let him stay there. The poor bastard.
Fuck. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I've
Slept
been there.
next to a toilet.
Toilet naps. I've done that where I'm like, I'll sit on the toilet and I'll be like, okay, I'm going to sleep for like a minute. And I'll just take like a toilet nap.
Close my eyes.
Yeah, that's not on.
I'm just resting my eyes.
Rest.
On the toilet.
Yeah, I'm resting my eyes on the toilet seat.
How many times do you think you've puked at a bar?
No, I've never done that.
Never puked at a bar?
Mean, not really, no.
Man, I have for sure. Fuck.
One time, this is one of the grossest things I've done. I went to an after party for Saturday Night Live.
At Dave & Buster's with Drake?
Nice. I went to the taping, went to an after party, and then there was an after party. Yeah. And I'm only dropping the SNL thing just because it was like a really exclusive party. So I'm with my brother and some friends, and the host was, there was a lot of celebrities there. It was a really nice, fun party and stuff. And I'm trapped in a booth, and I'm sitting there, and there's people around me, and I have to urinate violently. I've been drinking nonstop. I have to pee really bad, but everybody was talking. It was crowded. There was no way to leave. So there's all these empty glasses on the table. So I just start taking them, urinated. No. And I filled up like 4 glasses. And then I look over and there's a bouncer security guard. And I just go and I look over and I make eye contact with him. And he just goes, knew exactly what I was doing, but didn't throw me out. It was just like, and then I was like, hey, and then people were like, oh, because they saw like that now they're like
shots.
Well, yeah, it was like,
shots?
well, it was full of things, but I was like, no, don't drink that, because all of a sudden there's just full glasses of something. So and everybody's fucked up. It's an after.
Yeah, they might take it.
Yeah, so I'd be.
I've
like,
never
no.
pissed at the bar. My buddy in London, Brian Bryden. Shout out to Brian.
Brian
Bryden was so annihilated, and it was a high bar. He's one of these like really nice fancy high bars, and he's leaning at the bar like this. He's leaning on it, and he's like and then he's like ready to pass out. And I'm like, Brian, we gotta go. And then my friend Tyler was like, we should get the fuck out of here. He's gone, and he's like, shut up. And I'm trying to pull on his arm, and then he gets like he like snaps out. He goes, don't, and he gets serious. I was like, why? And he goes, look down. And I look down. His cock is out, and he's pissing all underneath the bar. He just wanted to finish. By the way, also, huge horse on this guy. I mean, a massive cock. That's why I was like, oh, he would pee in public, because if he gets kicked out, he wants his cock to be out and be like, my bad, and walk through the bar
right
with his fucking dick out. Because a bouncer's not going to tuck your dick back in. They're not.
No.
They're going to make
But
you
could
do
pull
it.
you out with it, though.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Yeah, you want to...
Come on, Brian.
Oh! And it's that bouncer's Bobby Lee.
Have you ever seen somebody hook up at your show? Have you ever known people to hook up at your show? I feel like your crowd might fuck at your show.
during... No.
Hook up during your show.
What do you...
Hook up. Someone's fucking or doing something during your show.
During the show?
Yeah.
No. I mean, not that I know of.
I bet you it's happened. With your fans?
It probably will.
There's no doubt.
Well, it's funny. I always love when they show that in like stadiums, when like up in the rafters.
Yeah, at the A's game, those people were fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. That couple, she was sitting on his lap. And I was like, leave those people alone. That's great.
That happened to me in an Uber pool. This couple's hooked up. I was like, you guys, I'm right. Huh.
You were jealous, though. Let me join.
Fucking so jealous, dude.
Have you been proposed
Wait, what am I? Hold
at
on.
shows?
Had people propose?
No, yeah, like threesomes and shit like that. Have you had that?
Yes, for sure.
Have you done it?
I've never done it. It's something that's always intrigued me, but I'm too guarded and weird
to do it.
But like you've said before, it's very nice of them.
I think it's sweet to be asked by a couple. I've had a couple couples ask me, and it's
how many? So a couple couples at one time?
No, a couple
That's
couples have asked me over the course of the time, and I've been to those orgies. I've been to.
Right,
but I just stood there and I ate
that.
chips. I just went to an orgy and I stood there and I ate little chips.
They had a snack bar?
Yeah. All orgies have a snack bar.
Really?
The veggie tray had no more ranch, which is a little fucking annoying and a little,
I would think it would have
uncouth.
more ranch. That's just the kind of comedy you'll see when Nick Swardson's on tour. No, I've never had anybody fucking at my shows.
Never?
No.
I just, for some reason.
I mean, I'm sure they have.
Your crowd seems like.
That'd be weird.
Well, someone would give somebody head in the rafter and up in the fucking balcony.
I mean, if they're up in the rafties.
So
but, I mean,
I'm saying this right now. If you're going to Nick's show.
If you're like this.
If you're going to Nick's show and the rest of the tour, I want someone to suck or fuck someone at this. Please do. Please. Just be discreet about it. Don't be obnoxious.
Don't.
Please do. Please. And send me the footage at, hey, I fucked at Nick's show at gmail.com.
Wait, I was going to say, one of my friends told me a story about leaving a bar. Because we were talking about penis pulling.
Yeah, penis pulling,
out.
yeah.
This isn't like that, but my friend was fucking hammered with another friend of mine, Doug Stanhope, who's such a
Love Doug.
great comic, notorious drinker. And so my friend was drinking with him, and they were at some dive bar, like out in like the desert or something. Mm-hmm. And my friend was getting kind of out of control. I think he got into it with one of the regulars. And the bouncer comes over and he goes, hey, man, you got to get the fuck out of here. And my buddy's like, really? Why don't you go fuck yourself? And the bouncer goes, my friend told me this. The bouncer goes, okay, do you want to do this the hard way or the easy way? And my friend just goes, and he told me this. He just goes, I was like, fuck it. And he just goes, hard way. And then tackled face down and just dragged out by him and another bouncer. Just super ugly, like smashed his nose.
But it is funny.
And then afterwards he was like, didn't regret. He's a tough guy, but it was just funny that he was like, I just wanted to see what the hard way was. I just wanted to see.
Just to feel
I'm like, dude, if you're in the desert bar, the hard way could be
the hardest way.
Yeah, it could be a fucking
Take you out back.
fire hose into your dick full of like ants or something. I don't know.
That is kind of the desert thing. Fire hose ants. Dude.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, I know that's kind of their vibe.
Oh, you want the hard way? Here's a box of tarantulas.
We have to stuff them up your asshole one by one.
Yeah.
Have you ever been thrown out of a bar? Like that? Like aggressively thrown out?
No, I'm pretty docile when I drink. I'm not one of those people that gets like angry or just like weird. I like if I'm really drunk, I know to go home.
Yeah.
I don't like, have you been tossed?
No. I've never been thrown out of a bar. I've been like asked to leave if I'm with a group of rowdy assholes.
Right. That's happened to me many times.
Yes, that's happened. Actually, one time my little sister was out here and my parents were out here. I don't even know what we were celebrating, like something, I don't know, maybe it was like the premiere of a show I did or something. And they're out here and we're at a local bar that's not in West Hollywood anymore. It's shut down. And this guy apparently grabbed my sister's butt. And she told me after the fact, I didn't know. And she's like, yeah, I can tell she was upset. She's like, this fucking guy. And at the time, I had known the whole bar because I'd gone there all the time. And I'd known the managers and all the bartenders and the bouncer. That night happened to be like the one bouncer you want there who's like not only just huge, but also will fuck shit up. Like, there's bouncers that like are ready to fuck shit up.
Right.
They're excited.
Yeah, they're waiting.
They're like
for
begging
someone
for
to
someone.
just
Yeah.
and be like legitimately inappropriate. You know what I mean?
So I go over and I say something to him. I go, this guy's grabbing girls' asses and my sisters. And he goes, show me the way. And I literally show him to the guy and I go, hey man, you're fucking out of here. And he starts to kind of like, he's like, fuck, who the fuck are you? Blah, blah, blah. He's getting in my face and all this shit. And the bouncer's like waiting for like a fight to start. It was actually clever. He sat back because he was like waiting for the guy to get aggressive because then he could get aggressive.
Because then he can justify it.
It was
yeah.
awesome. And he was great. He was like, wait, it was like David Attenborough, like, as the bouncer waits beneath the crowd. Like he was like hidden on the wall, like waiting there really slyly. And the guy's like, get the fuck out of my fucking face. And then he pushes me. And it's almost like the moment his hand touched my chest.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh my God. And the bouncer, I've never seen this before. He grabbed him with 2 hands by the throat. And I'm not kidding.
Oof.
Picked this man up. Like he was, but it looked like he was a doll. He picked him up and he drug him and his feet were like dragging on the floor out of the bar. It was like and honestly, it was because I looked cool because then I turned to my sister was just like, thank you. And the dude's next to me was like, that was amazing. That dude, that came out of nowhere. I was like, it was all very coordinated, but it looked super smooth. It was perfect.
That's awesome.
By his throat. I'd never seen that. I mean, literally 2 hands.
That's fun to watch.
Yeah. It's nice to see
like
people
that
get
it's
it.
like, and here we have a douchebag in the wild. He's now flexing. Somebody's in his territory, and he's...
And watch here as the bouncer dismembers the douchebag within seconds by his neck.
By his neck.
The guy that grabs the girl's butt at the bar, man, that guy deserves to be drug out by his neck. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, to just physically be inappropriate with somebody is just
But the
creepy.
guy, that guy is a guy that exists at every bar forever, since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Like since the beginning of time, there was a guy, a caveman, who's like, and then grabbed some girl's ass.
And then fucking...
The bouncer.
Yeah, isn't that what they did? They like... I mean, not what they did, but like they said like cavemen would just like club people, like club women and like carry them out or something. Like fucking psycho. I mean, it just sucked because like my friends, they would never get like that. But I mean, there was times where I would always tell my friends, I'm like, dude, you got to maintain when we go out. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a marathon.
Yeah, it's a marathon. And also when you're with somebody who's like, you know, a public figure, people know who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're an extension. Like, don't be a fucking asshole.
Right.
It's just, just maintain.
Have you had one of those moments where someone did something that you thought would come back at you because publicly you were like, fuck, dude, I look really bad?
I've had friends be assholes, like raging assholes.
And then people think it's
somebody
you?
will come over to me and I'm like, nope, want nothing to do with that person. Don't know him.
Don't know.
Then they're like, well, I'm like, do whatever you want.
Get him out of here.
Like I've prefaced them before we've gone out, like, hey, just
keep it together.
You can tell too when people, it's like there was a meme that I loved. I've reposted it many times. And it's from Toy Story and it's Woody. And the caption is, when you see your friend do that last shot before they black out. Oh, yeah. And then it's Woody and he's just looking, he just goes, so long, partner. And it's like, everybody's been there. When I post this on Instagram, tag your friend who's the so long partner friend. Yeah. I'll tag my friends and they fucking know. They know who they are.
It is funny when you see we went to New Orleans for my buddy.
Oh God.
We went to New Orleans and this guy that we were with in the group had like has kids, a family, and he's not been away. Like he hasn't had a night out and you can tell. And the poor fucker.
Oh no.
Dude, he ruined his whole trip. The first night we go out and everyone's partying and there's a famous liquor drink in Chicago called Malort. Do you know Malort?
Of course.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know Malort. Malort is famously fucking like a joke shot for people from Chicago to give to somebody. And the bartender had a Chicago, like something hat on, something that had, whether it was, I think it was like the White Sox or something. And one of the guys like, oh, Santino's from Chicago. I was like, good shit. He's like, you want some Malort? And I start laughing. And I was like, no thanks. And the guy that's in our group is like, I'll do it. And I was like, you don't need to do it. He's like, I'll do it. I'll do it right now. I was like, please don't do it. He doesn't want the fucking shot. He was already fucking wasted holding on to the bar.
Right.
And I have video of this. Sure enough, Gives him a shot of Malort, and he's like, we all gotta take it. I was like, we will, that's fine. And he rips it, we all do it, and he does that face that where his body's trying to figure, like it's like doing a really intense math equation where it's like, fuck, how do we keep this down? How can we keep this down without him throwing up at the bar? And how much time do we have? I mean, he literally was going, his body was like, the internal machine was just cracking down, and he did that last one of those things where it was just the air bubble.
Yeah.
And all I did was try to turn his head down. I was like, up, and I just turned his head down, but wasn't enough time. Just all over the fucking bar.
Yeah, because that's probably projectile.
Oh, yeah.
That comes out with a force.
That kind of, yeah. But also the bartender was so fucking cool that he goes, he's got to go, man. And I go, I know. And he's like, you guys are fine, but I'm sorry, you guys got to send him home. So he let us stay. We put him in an Uber back to the fucking house. But I was like, this guy in New Orleans must see this shit. I mean, it can't be.
Oh my God. New Orleans is bonkers. I mean, I love that city. So really quick, when I was in Key West, I was at the bar and I'm like, oh, and I just walk outside, throw up into the street, just walk back in. You know what I mean? It wasn't a whole scene. I just walk out, blank, and then walk back.
Nobody knows.
Fucking maintain. But yeah, it's the puke thing. When I was in New Orleans, one of the most drunk, I was 19, and I had a fake ID, and I was shooting a commercial there. And me and my friend Ross and Carrie Kinney from Reno 911, it's the first time I ever met her. It was 1998 for Barks Root Beer. And we went out, and we drank so much, and I was drinking Jameson Rocks, and I was just drinking like water. Like after a while, like obviously as a drinker, it just goes down like water.
Yeah.
Jameson Rocks, I mean, it was just like boom, boom, boom. And I was so fucked up that I was like kind of scared, like I was wasted. And I just started throwing up. We're walking to another bar, and I just throw up into my hands. And then I just throw it off. And my buddy goes, why don't you just throw up? Why are you doing it into your hands? And I'm like, I don't want to throw up on the street. So I thought it would be rude. I was 19, I was young, and in a new city. So I just threw up, and then it was dumb. But
you think after all the drinking that you've done over the years, is everything still okay on your insides now?
Yeah, like shockingly.
You're back to square one.
Well, that's what I tell people is, because people will honestly, and I don't want to keep talking about, I mean, I did almost die. I've almost died a couple times from drinking.
Yeah.
But I've always maintained a really good diet for the most part.
That's what saved you.
And I cut dairy out 12 years ago. Dairy's really hard on your liver. So that was something somebody turned on to me, information that was invaluable, because I would always get sick. Football Sunday, I would have pizza and get wasted, and I would wake up Monday sick. And then a friend of mine was like, yeah, because when you drink with dairy, your liver's working 10 times harder. Maybe not 10, 4 times, whatever. Working way harder to process the dairy. So the alcohol stays in your system. Anyway, so I cut out dairy, and then I take a lot of vitamins. I take a lot of stuff to just maintain, even like milk thistle or anything to just keep your liver.
What is milk thistle? It's
like an herb, and and it tastes like shit, but you just put it in something to kill the taste.
What's the secret one? What's your like secret sauce herb that you take? You take like a ton of vitamins every day?
Here's what I take in the morning.
Fish oil.
I take collagen.
Ooh.
Collagen powder. Just put it in water. You barely taste it. 2 cups of lukewarm water a day. A cup of collagen water. I take matcha tea, a hot glass of matcha tea. Mm-hmm. Moringa powder, which is incredible.
What is that?
I'll text it to you. Just look it up. It's just this. Basically, it's been around for centuries, and it's just really good for your body. Like, I think like Mayans used it, ancient Greece, Rome used it. I mean, It's been around. I take that. I'll take apple cider vinegar. I'll do like a super greens, just any kind of like, they're like gummies I have, like that. And then I'll eat breakfast and like eggs and vegetables. And then I'll take like zinc and stuff like that.
No meat either. You don't eat meat either?
I eat meat, yeah.
Okay. But you just cut out just dairy.
I cut out dairy, carbs, and sugar.
Jesus Christ.
As much as I can.
How the fuck do you not have sugar?
It's really hard. But I mean, we live in a fucking world now. First of all, I'm not Willy Wonka. I don't own a chocolate factory. So it's not that fucking hard. There's no like fucking dark chocolate waterfall out
You
of
don't
my
have
home.
dessert when you go out to have dessert or dinner. You don't have
I
dessert.
do, but see, this is my thing. Is
You have
I
fucking sorbet or some bullshit. That's
no
sugar free.
Sorbet is all sugar, but
It is. Is it?
yeah, it's just pure
never
sugar.
eat it.
So here's what I do: is I started walking. That's how I lost weight. Is I don't take elevators. I take stairs everywhere, and I walk as much as I conceivably can. And I'll do push-ups and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need all this shit. You don't need a Peloton and a fucking robot.
This episode brought to you by Peloton.
I know. Sorry, Peloton. They're really cool, but
No, but you're saying minimal stuff gets it done.
yeah, I'm saying if you can't afford a Peloton, walk, take stairs.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, that's what I do for exercise. Anyway, my point being is that I earn my dessert. So essentially, like if I am active enough during the day, if I go out to dinner, I'll be like, okay, I'll get a dessert. You know what I mean?
But no sugar.
No, I mean, sometimes you have to. I mean, I'll cheat, fuck
Yeah.
it. I don't care. I mean, you don't live forever. Spoiler alert. That's just the kind of knowledge I drop on tour. NickSwardson.net. But,
Yeah, no.
And then it was funny because I was on a cruise ship and I'll be on the train, the band Train. I'm doing that cruise ship. I'm performing on that.
When is that?
I'm really excited. That's February 17 to 21.
How do you know those guys? Do you
They
hook
were
up-
fans. The
Okay.
lead singer was a fan, Pat, and he's awesome.
He's like, come on the boat with us, dude.
You
And a
just
lot
wanna
of
do a
fucking
set on
bands
a
are
ship?
doing this boat thing now.
Oh, dude,
This is
I
huge.
did with 311.
That one I saw you do that.
I
Wait,
did that
who-
with Doug Benson.
Yeah, Benson did it. That's right. Yeah.
And that's a side story. Jesus Christ. Love 311. That band, I mean, the cruise was so fun. That's the most drugs I've ever seen people do ever. in
But they're
history.
sober, right?
Yeah, they weren't partying, but I'm saying like
No,
the
but it's
fans-
funny to me that like after all those years, they're associated with like partying. Like they're all sober, is what I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see them go
That's
nuts.
so
Anyway, that's a
wild.
separate story.
Yeah.
So I'm on this other cruise ship, and it's 14 levels on the ship. And I'm walking up and down the stairs. And my friends are all taking the elevator. And I'm walking up the stairs. I'm like, all right, bye. And they're like, really, the stairs? I go, well, I want to have dessert tonight. There's an elderly lady, probably 80 years old, taking the stairs with me. So hold on to the railing. And she looks at me. It was amazing. It was so beautiful. And she turns to my friend. She goes, you've got to earn your dessert. And I was like, exactly. And then I fucking, just a fucking,
You pushed her down the stairs?
dude, up like Mortal Kombat. I just was like, and she fucking went back and landed on her feet. And she was like, you earned your dessert.
Cruise ships, no thank you.
No,
dude.
but my point being is
Can't do
that,
it.
she got it, motherfucker.
That old bitch
She's
got
80.
it. Yeah, she's dead now for sure. There's no doubt.
Oh,
she died at
she's-
sea.
Yeah, I just went, COVID, right down her cheek. And
I
she's
can't
scared.
do boats at sea for days at a time. It scares the shit out. Like that. Which
I have people that have phobias like that. Have people. I know people that have.
I'm a have person. I don't. Ooh, no. It creeps
Yeah,
me
I have
out.
friends that I got into a thing with Bill Burr about it because he's always shits on cruise ships. So I did a Nick Swardson and Friends show, and he went out and he's like, "Yeah, fucking cruise ships, fuck this, man." And I went after him and I'm like, "Fuck you, Bill. You're fucking wrong." And then I did my pro cruise ship thing, and we talked about it. But yeah, I know people that hate them,
I just feel like when
and
you're
people that are afraid of them.
you're out there. You're out there. You're out there. Like you're
Right.
you're just so like I was on a boat for a week in Italy, but we docked at a fucking port or we were in a marina area.
Well, there's always a port.
You guys, you sleep every night in a port?
Well, not every night, but I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying. There's nights where you're just out at sea, right?
right, but it's like maybe
Fuck that.
one day.
Yeah, but I don't want to be out in the middle of the ocean at night in case some shit
Well,
goes
then
down.
jump off the boat. Nobody wants you on the fucking thing anyway.
I can't do them. I'll never step foot on a cruise ship. I cannot.
Well, what if you're drinking the whole time?
Then I'll start thinking about it even more. I'll be like, we're in the middle
No,
of
you
the
won't.
fucking ocean.
Drinking disarms all that shit.
It really does. It gets rid of it. I'll probably jump
Yeah.
off the boat when I drink. I don't mind being
Go
on
for it, bro.
boats. I just something about all those humans too gives me the creepy.
But yeah, you get a nice cabin. You can fucking do any cruise ships have.
All right, I'll come with you on the
God,
cruise.
idiot. Come with me on a cruise ship. You'll have fun.
Let's do it.
It's so fun. You don't have to
Honestly,
worry
why
about
don't we do
driving.
a comedian cruise tour? That would be fucking dope. That's why.
I
guess we
don't know
can't do
why
it 'cause
they
of the rates.
haven't done that. Like why a comic hasn't done that. Like I kind of want to do because I toured with Sandler and Spade. I have before, and Adam's going on tour again. By
Yeah,
the way,
I
for
saw
people
that.
out there, he's going on tour. But yeah, like A whole comedy cruise would be so fun.
Well, then let's set it up. This will be the first time I get on a cruise ship is with you because you've convinced me.
Who would go on a comedy cruise? Let's say it's you and me, and we'll
Bobby.
get like Bobby, Theo.
Theo
Maybe
would
get Theo.
maybe would do it. Maybe.
Who?
Kreischer would do it in a fucking heart. Wouldn't even
Bert
think
would
twice.
100% do it.
Tom might do it actually.
That would be all you would need.
4 or 5 comics.
I mean, if you had 5 or 6.
Because you have to sell out the whole, like, because they rent the whole boat for you guys, right?
Yeah, you have the whole ship.
Like, how many people were on the 311 boat?
40,000.
40,000
Million.
people. 40 million people.
No. I don't know. It's a couple thousand. But it was so fun.
Yeah.
311's great. And then they had other bands. I mean, Stick Figure was on there. I mean, it was...
How big is the room that they perform in? Is there like a huge ballroom, or do they perform on
They
like...
perform in each cabin.
Everyone gets their own show. So, but do they tell you when they're coming into your room or no? No, you wake up and there's Nick Hexum.
Yep. Down, down.
That's when they put you to bed?
Yep. That's how they put everybody to
wow.
sleep. It's a night song.
You're like, you guys, I'm trying to take a shower. Can you get
Yep.
the fuck out of my room? Mm-hmm. 311 doesn't do
Exactly.
that.
Whoa! Diarrhea is the color of your energy. That's what they sang to me.
Oh, that's nice.
They walked me on the bathroom. But no, it's really fun. But the 311 cruise was the most drugs I've ever seen. People are just
Losing their minds
after it.
Do they check you when you get on the boat for like because people can't bring your own liquor and all that stuff? Do they check their bags and all that bullshit? How they
I don't
sneak
know.
on? I wonder how that. Well, you got on the boat. Did they not check any of your shit?
I don't have any drugs.
No, your bag. They not look through your bag at all or do
I
security?
think you go through a thing, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, metal detector probably at most.
I mean, I think a lot of it was, I mean, I shouldn't. Spoiler alert: people do drugs. I feel like, whatever. But I remember when I did the train cruise the first time. I was at the hotel the night before, and I met this couple. Or it was a granddaughter and her grandmother, and they were going on the train cruise. And the grandmother was like 60. You know what I mean? She wasn't like super old. The daughter was like 22, granddaughter. And the grandma's like, she goes, "Hey, I love your comedy," and I'm like, "Cool." And she goes, "Do you want a drink?" And I go, "Yeah, I got a cocktail right here." And she had a bottle of shampoo, and she goes, "Do you want a drink of this?" And I go, "No, I don't drink shampoo. It's weird, you would think." And then she was like, No, it's not shampoo. It's Fireball." And she had emptied like 8 shampoo bottles.
Hell yeah, dude.
And filled them with Fireball.
Good for her.
So she could like get them on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "How thoroughly did you rinse that?" She was like foaming at the mouth. I'm like, "No, I'm kidding."
It's a 2-in-1.
Yeah. "I'm congestioning my teeth." And then but no, she was drinking it. I'm like, "No, I'm good." Like I still don't want it.
Shout out to grandma for fucking being
And then
clever.
We sit at the bar, drink, and then the hour or two goes by, and then somebody goes, "Hey, to the girl, she goes, "Hey, your grandma fell down in the parking lot." And she was like, "Oh, okay," and just leaves. There's no emergency. It's like,
That's Nana.
Nana got shampoo drunk.
All right, so you know what? I'm going to go on the train tour. I'm announcing it right now. I'm skipping out whatever I was going to do in February.
already booked.
It doesn't
You can't
matter. I'm
perform.
coming. Yes, I can. I'm going to buy tickets right now, and I'm going to go.
You should look at it. It's really fun, man.
Maybe I will. We should look into doing a cruise thing, and maybe that would convince me. As long as we leave.
If anybody's out there and they're listening on how to do that, I mean, I could probably figure it out. But leave in the comments when we post this, would people go on a cruise
tour? Yeah.
It's me and Santino. You get to pick 3 other comics.
Pick them down below. Name them down below.
Pick what? Yeah, name in the comments a cruise ship, me, Santino, 3 fucking comics.
Now I'm kind of excited to do that.
Believable. You know what I mean? You can't say like Sam Kinison or something.
Yeah, Carlin. Like, fine, we'll get them.
Charlie Chaplin.
All right, leave it down below. And in the meantime, when you're clicking around the internet, please go to nickswartson.net and buy some tickets to go see My Little Prince live. He's got probably 14 more cities left, or 13 more cities. He's one of the funniest people to ever grace this earth. Tomorrow night, come see me. Denver, please come see your boy tape my special.
See his special. Again, one of the funniest people.
Tomorrow. Come out, Denver, Colorado. We end the show the same way. Look in that camera and you say one word or one phrase that's going to end the episode for the rest of time when you're ready.
Squeeze.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.